Cable 10, Aurora, Illinois Community Access Channel.
Let's get weird, buddy. Let's get weird.
Your life is your own, Carol.
Guys,
We are here for you, Carol.
where are we?
Well, if there's a bright center to the universe, you're on the planet that it's farthest from.
Welcome to the Outer Rim. Enjoy your stay.
We're sorry we upset you, Carol.
8 weeks. It's been 8. What a fast 8 weeks.
It has blown by. It has blown by. But it's
I wish that we had shows like this to make the next 3 years go by. Like if we could just consistently have like boom, like something to talk about, boom. So it's like, wow, this is going by really fast. This hellscape. Anyway, hi everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here. It's Working Gun Reviews. And this next to me over here is, as usual, my friend Darrin Jaques from D's Reviews. Hi!
Hi! Merry holiday season, everybody. Sorry, this is the finale. Well, I'm sorry it's the finale because, as Rob's saying, that means we can't talk about this show more, at least for another year or however long it's going to take for the next season to come by. But this has been really a pleasant surprise. I didn't know what we were going to be getting walking into this show, and it has consistently, week after week, just been a pleasure. Even the finale, which at times I'm going to say has left me a little frustrated with some people, I think ultimately we really delivered in the end, and I'm just, it leaves me wanting more, which I guess you want with the finale.
You know, I was just, as you're talking about this, I was thinking backwards, and I'm just like, we don't, like, as much as the older generation, and I'm getting to be part of that. I mean, there are a couple of really great, actually great programs from like the 80s and the 70s, but but nothing towards the level of what we have now. Just nothing even comes close to shows like Pluribus. I really am. I'm looking back and it's like, yeah, they're fun and we look back with nostalgia, but they were crap. It's just it was all just crap compared to this. Like, I don't care. Rose-colored glasses and all, like the last 20 years of television, at least, you know, maybe 30 years of television. It wasn't until the 90s where things really started to show what we could do with TV once we started to ease up on some of the restrictions that we had and how we were doing things. And I look at shows like this and I can't believe like how many amazing stories like this we've gotten to talk about that have, you know, filled the horror of our lives, you know, to give us little bits of happiness or something to talk about outside of all the other crap. And so, yeah, you know, if you like what we're doing here on the channel or on our podcast channel, The Outer Rim, you know, make sure that you go over there or over here or over to Darrin's channel on D's Reviews and like and subscribe over there, you know.
Hit the buttons.
Did it do it? I don't know if it did it.
No, I did that. No,
like and subscribe, motherfucker.
There you go.
It's not loud enough.
There you go.
All right, everybody. So we're talking Pluribus tonight. We're ending. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while, and I'm already doing it. It's gonna be a while before we get to come back and talk about the show. Hopefully, we'll have something like Severance or something in there to like buffer us a little bit. Before, you know, something in between now and then that'll be fun to talk about. I'm sure we will.
Oh, yeah.
Until then, we've arrived at the finale. Essentially, the girl or the world, if you want to put it like that. It's La Chica o el Mundo, or the girl or the world.
Sure.
I did not know what that meant because I'm not good at Spanish.
Well, it does make more sense when you see in
I
the
mean-
context of the show. You're like, oh,
I
okay.
looked at it and I know what La Chica means, and I know there's an O, so O. And then L, it was the Mundo part that I was like, what? I should know what Mundo means, but I don't. Now I do. So yes, the last time we left off, Carol was about to get a visitor in the form of Manusos, who's been making his trek all the way from Paraguay without anybody's help, ending up in the hospital because of a horrible accident that we all knew was coming.
Oh, don't even like thinking about those spikes. Ah.
And during all of this, right? I mean, let's go all the way back to the beginning, right? Because it's like we've come a long way, even though it's only been, over the course of this about 74 days. I think we hit 74 in this.
Yeah, I think the final scenes at 74 days are about there. Yeah.
So just about 2.5 months have gone by. A lot's happened. And we do go back to like this beginning, this joining, the thing that Carol's afraid of finally shows its ugly head here. And with one of the group of 11 people who haven't been infected agreeing to do it. It's so creepy.
Oh yeah.
Because it's it's such an everything appears normal, but it's off. It's all off. The smiles, the things that they're alluding to that you don't all just feels wrong and off. And she's holding a goat, and that can't be good.
Something's gonna be sacrificed.
Something's going down. They're laying down blankets. They're getting ready to catch people. They're using medical stuff is flying in. I'm thinking, my brain was going all kinds of places. I'm like, they're gonna like the first place my mind went was that one of the other survivors needed because I didn't recognize her.
Okay.
I should have, because I was like, wow, she seems a little bit different than the rest of them. Duh. To harvest some of her organs for somebody that needed them. Like, say one of the other 11 was like needed a kidney or something, and they searched everyone in the world in an instant. This girl out in the middle of nowhere, and they were just going to take out her kidney to save the person or something. That's where I went first, which honestly sounds like something they do. It is they would immediately go through every choice of person and what could be like a match for like an organ.
Sure. I mean, they would be very methodical and very quick with it, I'm sure.
And very quick. I should have seen it coming because I was like, when they dosed her, I was like, wait a minute, man, are they opening up a biological weapon? No.
Oh, it's the joining. Well, see, I figured out pretty quickly what it was just through the conversations they were having. She was like, oh, the time's almost here. It's coming, it's coming. I was like, oh, okay. I understood pretty quickly what it was. And that's, to me, what was so great about this scene is because I really got to see what I knew in my mind to be pageantry. And that is just the wonderful creepiness of this all, because you're right. This was all a show for the kid. None of these things this village was doing was necessary for its larger purpose of the hive. It was all simply to placate and calm this one regular human that it was going to pull into its fold. Will just make a whole fake world for you. Again, what's happening in Vegas, what even Carol ends up being, which is the wonderful kind of like comparison we get with this episode. is the hive is making a false reality for this kid to tempt them and tease them into finally accepting it. And then as soon as it all went away. Everything closed up. They all went. The goat that she was petting and loving, that's all let through because that has no purpose for the hive. And to me, it's the diabolicalness of this.
Okay, well that's the thing. That's a really interesting way of putting it because the way that we were talking about while I was watching it earlier.
Yeah.
Was like you can't really blame the hive mind. You can't blame a thing for being a thing.
Sure. No, they're doing a great job.
It's almost like an animal or an organism or something like we would talk about on Alien Earth, right? Of just it exists and it's just doing what it has to. But then, yeah, it's like it's not that I'm in any way, shape, or form saying that it's good what it's doing to us. It's just such an interesting thing to talk about because it's like we are doing like it doesn't even know how it can't fathom how anything else can see it because it's almost like it's so doped up on its own shit. It can't see anything else. And so the whole idea of trying to even like as much as Carol has been playing them, really it's all been one big game from every side.
Oh yeah. Charm offensive all around.
And not with any like with them it's because they can't lie. It's just I don't know what it is then. Because there no matter how hard she tries, there really can't be an I.
Yeah.
With what Manusos is working on, I don't know. We'll get to that. But like as of right now, there really isn't any way to believe that all those times it was pretending to forget to say I or saying I like ha ha ha. It all feels planned or scripted to just be that way, not to deceive, just because it'll make you happy.
Well, yeah, I mean that's
the
again the kind of darkness, as it were, of this viral infection is because everything's happy. We just want to do this. We want to do it for you, and thus there's no negativity to any of its motivations, even if it's constantly against you. But I'll make you feel all right. Again, it's like a perfect mask that it puts on, that it fools everyone with. Because you also got to think about, again, if you're linking the minds of 8.5 billion people, or I guess 7 billion people, because a whole bunch passed away in the first infection point. What is the mental processing power of that? And how much is just taking a little bit off to the side to keep the few loose chaos particles satiated while you do the rest of your thing? That's one thing I also really enjoyed about the fact that as much as I wanted it, we still don't know what's actually happening in the hive, because we could already think that anything that Zosha has shown Carol is all for show. Is it real? Is it just for show? Is this the best version of what we can show you? It's not a lie. But it's also not like a stadium. It's just a little community center where people sleep. Well,
I mean, because this is how our conversations go, and this is we're just going to jump right to it. I mean, but she also didn't say anything about, like, she could have said, "Hey, Carol, we know we told you that we need your permission, but we have your eggs. So,
I mean, yes, but that would be volunteering information, and that's what they don't do. And that's the advantage for if you can't lie, then your only lie you could say is a lie of omission.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're told, and that way it's like we can literally like stab you in the back while smiling. It's all good. We love you. And this way you'll join us.
Yeah, and then you get back to the whole cult thing. Because, I mean, when I wrote these things down for the very first scene, it was right, because it's the joining, but it's also, some people would call it a cure, and some people would call it an infection, and some people would call it replacement. And it's just like thinking about all those things are true. Like,
recruitment
from a certain point of view. And I just think that that's just so wild. And I think but it also shows how because there's so many different kinds of people, that's how many different kinds of ways there are to think about it. And it's just like how so many people would be like, yeah, let's do this. Let's just join. Like, how many people do you think, knowing what we know about this planet and the people that dwell here, how many people do you think would have just joined up with this thing?
Oh, so many. I think so
More
many.
than half the population of the planet.
What? It's a mental social media. I mean, it can be sold so many ways because you're like a cult or anything else. It's got so many different ways to lure and tempt you. And that's kind of the interesting thing about this. For this girl, they were just like, you'll be part of your community. See how great that it is. And we all love you and we all do its thing, and that's how they lulled it in, where she was a girl that just couldn't wait to join up. Where you have Carol, who it just takes longer. She had to be left alone for a while until she decided that she needed people. And then she wanted her one person. And then you just make that necessary in her life, which is a great of most of what this episode ends up really reflecting to, La Chica or Mundo, the girl of the world. Again, that's its insidiousness. You can't walk away from us. It's better to be one of us. It would be amazing to be with us all the time, wouldn't it? Just a little shot in the arm,
Yep.
It's
like it because I guess you're always in recovery when you're an alcoholic. So I'm a recovering alcoholic. Been more than 8 years since I've had a drink. But like what you're basically saying is, but what the detox effects, right? The things that make you go, like, I have to, like, essentially they're in human form.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That these people are living like ways to feel about like addiction, like the way that they deal with it and talk about it, and it's just like that's the shit that like freaks me the fuck out. Because they'll say anything, and I mean I've been around enough culty people in my life to know that it's just like you don't know where any kind of sincerity ends or begins.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're in a crowd of enablers, that's everyone about. Oh, the whole world is an enabler for your addiction. I mean, what would that be like?
So Medusos finally gets here, and it goes about as well as you'd expect. Nothing about this it surprised me. I did love the fact that they were like watching him like a police chase, like from a drone. Like I thought that
So,
was
yeah.
great. He's on his way. We have him in the ambulance. Something I thought that was interesting though is that when he wouldn't like sleep in someone's house, right? And she's like how he's been like this the whole time, right?
Right.
That he like leaves IOUs and everything. One thing I'm having a hard time though squaring is how he basically sells her like these people are better off dead.
Yeah, that was definitely a leap, but he is a man of extreme beliefs.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, well, if they're already dead to you, then what do you care if you sleep in their house? What do you care if you know what I mean? Like you use their car. They're dead.
That does, yeah, no, you're right. That does very much undercut his things because, well, all right, so then it's, what is it, stealing from the dead, or who would it be from, or how would you get things, or like, where's the edge of your belief system at that point?
And that's the hard problem when you try to like understand somebody's like beliefs like that you can't crack it. They couldn't crack it. So how are you going to crack it?
Right.
But I just thought I'd mention that it's a kind of a thing that like, I feel like that happens with a lot of people in beliefs where you could always just, there's always some way to like go, but what about this giant crack in your logic? And they'll just be like, well, I choose to ignore that because that's where faith goes. Where you see a crack, that's where I fill it with faith. There's a little spackle of faith in there.
Sure.
Get in there and fill that crack up with that faith.
Fills in all the gaps for you. That's excellent.
I'm sorry.
No, the one thing that kind of actually got me with Medusa is talking about just kind of the extremes of his personality is his insistence of not going into Carol's place and the worried of it being bugged. I'm like, okay, this is kind of a new wrinkle. I mean, again, we don't know enough about him to say that this seems out of place, but it was like, okay, I was not expecting that he was thinking that everything is now bugged. I mean, can you just go somewhere else? Could you clear? I don't know. To me, that just seemed a little odd. I was with it because, like I said, he's a man of extreme beliefs, and that's what they've set up. But did you think of anything of that, or did that, even register as a strangeness to you?
I think that he's just that paranoid.
Okay.
And he, like you said, he's like, he thinks of that, like he's talking about things like evil and like demons and like, so like, well, because I mean, look, I'm not going to say that the guy isn't educated, but he speaks a different, like he's more of a faith-based person than Carol or I would.
Sure.
That's so, like, I think he's coming at it from a way that I just look at it and I go, no. But I also try, like, because dealing with people, like on my end of having to deal with people who believe, most people believe in something and I don't. So I always have to, like, I tiptoe through a lot of conversations and I keep my fucking mouth shut through a lot of things. But when you have somebody like with his kind of background, and he's still kind of a mystery too.
And he's also not unyielding. I mean, once he is given enough information that, these demons are something else, he's able to shift into like inquiry mode, and then he has no problem sitting down with Zosha or the other person afterwards to get his information. For the longest time, wouldn't even be near them. And now once he realizes what they were, okay, I can adjust. So he will alter his approach if given, proper information, which I did appreciate, because otherwise this would have been a pain in the butt if you have to get over all of these obstacles. And they've already got enough kind of going head to head with each other.
Do you think it's a little convenient that they find the thing with the eggs and then the eggs become a thing later separately?
To me, it's a reminder, because that was actually something that I wanted to bring up, because I can't remember if it was Rena or Deborah who had brought up about the eggs during one of the previous shows, is that's how they thought they were going to get her. So I was going to be like, hey, thumbs up. But to me, that was a reminder of, hey, remember the egg thing? Okay, because that's going to be important later. And then they hit it on why it was, because I think if they didn't have it, I think you would have been thinking more of like, oh, did they mention something about that? Because that was 4 or 5 episodes ago. So I think to me, I just saw that as a shorthand of reminding the audience that she had eggs stored.
So what do you think he was trying to do with the radio? Was he just trying to find the signal that can find the person?
Well, I think he realized after talking with Carol and then talking with Zosha afterwards, and asking all of the questions very thorough, is he had realized what he thinks is their frequency of communication, and now he wants to confirm it. If I yell at them, if I disrupt their communication, does that change what's going on the radio? And there was, I think, a change of frequency when they were all freaked out versus when they kind of recalmed and connected. And so I think his guess was, oh, if I can disrupt that connection and I can hear that it's disrupted, maybe I can reach the person that's in there, like, oh, if you disconnect them, then they'll be okay. Can we just like put a Faraday cage around them and disconnect them from the Wi-Fi frequency and they'd be themselves again? I think that's sort of what he was attempting to do at that point.
Okay. That's what I thought he was doing too, which is an interesting thought, especially for just such a basic thing, which is just finding the right signal to get them in a state where they might be responsive to hearing their voice. And if that would be possible to break it. I don't think it can, but I don't know.
No, I think that's to approach, but he's being methodical. But again, it's also a ruthless methodicalness, because he doesn't really care about the damage that he does. Because if you're thinking, well, if we can't save them, they're better off dead, then he can just kind of go through a number of them. On the other hand, as Zosha had commented to Carol, he did warn them, this is what I'm going to do, and gave them all a moment to prepare or do whatever that they did. So it's one of those weird things where it's not cruel, but it is ruthless, if you understand the difference.
Yeah.
It's not intending to hurt, but it's like, yeah, but I'm going to do this regardless because it has to be done.
Yeah. Like, okay, we're going to go on, I'm going to stick the needle in you at 3. Right? And you go, 1. What a powerful moment when we saw Carol break, trying to justify her, like, taking her away from that conversation. When she goes in there and what did you say? And come with me. Like, just the whole come with, like you're mine. Like,
yes.
Come, like, get over here. Like, I was like, whoa, wow, okay. And then, and again, I keep reminding myself, she's doing this to essentially every person in the world. And I will never get over that. But to tell her and to drag her out there and then be like, you can't love him the same. And this is where it's like she has this like thing that to me is like drives her to choose her initially over saving the world because she's been alone. She can't take it again. This guy's being weird. He's being too strong. It's too much, even though this is exactly what I wanted from the start. And just that whole breakdown of you're my, like she can't even say it because she knows that she's not right.
No, she's trying to, again, it's like an addict. You are trying to take my addiction. This is the one thing that I have. I will fight for it. And yeah, even though she knows that it's wrong or not right, she's like, I don't care. I don't have anything else. What excuse can my brain come up with to make this okay? And to me, that was the battle we were seeing like in real time going on with her, and why she couldn't accept it. She knew she was doing wrong, but she wasn't going to give up the one
her,
thing.
Like short circuit, like it's like, like it was like such good acting.
Well, I know that's why she's so amazing in this. I mean, really, there's got to be, freaking got to see award nominations for this. I mean, it's just. You can see so much of that thought process.
Have you? I have been in that situation where you're just so much is coming at you. You're thinking so much. There's so much coming at you, and you are trying to somehow like piece together a coherent thing that puts you in the right. But you are everywhere you go. You go, no, that's a no. Like you're
yeah.
Like this is I can't win this way. I can't win this way. I can't win this way. I can't win. Like, and I can just imagine the person standing there in front of you being like, keep going, keep trying. Sure, you'll get there eventually, maybe, but you're full of shit. But just fantastic.
Well, yeah, and even so much so of like, well, he could have any other version of the 8 billion other of you. You're the one model that I want. Don't touch the. It's great because it's such that difference of what we've seen with Carol, who is the one who sent the video to Munusos of, we need to stand up and fight these things off, and here we are 2 months later, and she is completely fallen in. With the no, I've got to have this around, and I'm not going to do the fight or do it's that's how long it took for her to get suckered in. The girl in the beginning a lot shorter, and she already turned herself over. But this is how long it took for Carol to go from being Munusos to being the girl in the village.
Yep,
almost. Oh, not quite.
That's the great thing is, I mean, first, just brief, how funny was to communicate with the phone. And I mean, first, just him getting rid of her phone and then having to get it out. Yeah. And then just the talking. And like, there was a moment that that Bill had said to me that she reversed Spanish and English. And then it came out reverse Spanish and English on the phone while she's doing it.
Yeah.
Those little details, fantastic.
Oh, no, the banality of their conversation stuff. Again, it's much like the recording of when she was having to call up the Hive and request stuff. Just constantly hearing this in the background as they're talking over, trying to do the translation was just, I mean, just pure genius. And they just kept going with it. I think was even more perfect.
So Carol chooses Zosha. She drives away. And again, better shows. Better shows don't do the thing that you're expecting them to do. I keep expecting for the brake lights to go on and her to back up and be like, okay. You know what I mean? Other shows don't have the guts to have your main character go, no, fuck it. I'm not helping. I'm going with the girl and I'm going to go on a whirlwind and I'm going to do the things that I want. Because that's what Carol wants. Like, she wants the experiences of all these things and places to go and travel and blah, blah, blah. But she just doesn't want to do it with anyone else.
Yeah, of course.
So, perfect person again. And she can just go and whisk away. And I mean, it was less than 2 weeks, man. But didn't that feel like a whole lot of time went by?
Oh, yeah. No, it was... Again, it was just that beautiful kind of full move of like, yeah, I'm going to accept this and go on and enjoy the life and do all, like you said, all the things I've always wanted to do and go all of these beautiful places. And it will be amazing. I will accept this life.
And then the bottom drops out.
And I got to say, I was so aggravated with her so much of this episode because she had fallen for things and she was doing those moves. And again, it's worth it for the payoff. But I have to say, I was kind of so frustrated with her. It's like, what is she doing? Until, yeah, that little conversation where the floor gets pulled out from underneath her. And it was so... I love how much they take their time with things. I mean, I've got to say, I wish this finale kind of in many ways was bigger. But how it delivered on this moment was all that I needed to see, because you could see that it had finally separated. The turn was finally made. She finally saw and knew that there was nothing that she could do to change this. And it gave us a ticking clock.
But it goes back to the beginning. The show, the performance, we're going to put you in a situation that makes you susceptible to saying yes to this. Don't you like how you feel now?
Or just waiting.
Imagine yeah. I mean, the whole thing is just, well, what are you talking about? It's so easy to reverse it. It's not the greatest mind fuck of all time where you just have to think for a second, go, wait a minute. No, me or in a moment, join you won't have any of those moments anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have moments, but we won't do any of those things.
No, it was
it's like having it just playing the fucking hit like dig out this rock chord. I will reap that you've ever had in your life.
No, it was it was, that is the evilness again, which is just so harsh, because you forget the fact that they never said they were stopping. Sure, they agreed they weren't going to do this one thing, but at no point did they ever in any way say that they were stopping in this quest to turn you, that was their approach. And how it's really thrown out, and again, that idea of like, well, but it's
we
love.
Can just keep doing this.
Yeah. You think we're going to do this? No, but ultimately, no, our goal is still to pull you into the fold, to make you one of us in one form or another, because it's, and again, but it's coded with this, but it's so wonderful. It's so great. We could always be together. Just come through the doorway. Just follow us, Carrie Ann.
Yeah, I mean,
And
essentially, I mean, she's in a relationship with someone who doesn't even really like can't consent to a relationship and was already in a relationship prior to this all going on, and everybody just dumps all of that. Are you kidding me? You telling me that's better? Let's say you were in love with the love of your life, you had just met, and maybe you had been a month in, and everything was super great, if you know what I'm saying, and then you're just a couple of people who, that's it. You're not together anymore. How is that better? Like what she was saying earlier about the love, like it can't be the same because we're not experiencing it. We're remembering it. We're not living. We're just doing. We're just being.
Our limbic system is just jacked up to make us happy all the time. We're just little glowy faces, little sycophants, little parts of an AI. Yeah, no, it's super dark. And again, it's stabbing you in the back with a smile on your face. It's that ultimate, it's just pulling you in, and I just love that moment of the realization of you're still betraying me. You're still doing it. What I specifically asked you not to do, that that I don't want, but you're saying that it's better for me.
Yep.
How else can you undercut someone's whole belief system as saying no, but what you care about isn't as important as what I care about.
Yeah. And in the end, Zosha, there is no Zosha.
No. Again, that's the illusion.
There's just a pleasant face with an easygoing smile and way about her because you're using the flesh that personality was attached to. That's calculated enough. Like to think that they zeroed it down to this person, billions of people, and in basically it's a giant focus group for every single person alive, except they know exactly every single detail that would make you happy.
Well, yeah, all of her responses, every little bit of that can be seen as just fashioned to be the most appealing to Carol. I mean, could you imagine if like a planetary computer was drafting the perfect person to get you to lower your guard, to get you to connect with, and it's entirely powered with like every relationship? I mean, there's a lot of AI symbolisms, probably, or analogies we could make right here and such, which is dark enough.
Dude, there are people in AI relationships right now. So
yeah. It's called AI psychoses, folks. They're not alive. They're not people. I mean, and I guess that's probably the viewpoint that Manusos has with all of this.
Yeah. But in the end, Carol does see through it, and as heartbreaking as it is for her to come to the realization that there is no I in Zosha. There is an I in Zosha, but it's
but there's no her.
But there is no her. And so we now have an atom bomb in the front yard, or Carol's.
They said they'd give her one if she asked.
So that's the like one of the ultimate break in case of emergency.
Oh yeah.
Like I think it was a grand thing to ask for. I'm sure that she does not quite know what she's going to do with an atom bomb. But that's for another day.
Well,
Pluribus.
This is something that I told my wife, and she put back, it's like, no, of course it's an atom bomb. She said it was. We get why it is. But I contend with the idea of that can still be anything in the box. It could be like an atom bomb as it's anything that she wants that could be destructive to them. What is that? It's a high-tech lab in a box. That could be an atom bomb. I'm saying this with the reality of, no, of course it's an atom bomb. There should be no other reason why it's not. That's the great thing about it. But they do allow themselves the capabilities that it could be anything that could effectively be like an atom bomb. So,
absolutely.
But I just love the idea that, of course, that's what she asked for. And that would be her revenge. Fine. If you're going to take my eggs, hey, Bill, hey, Woodrow, then I'm going to take an atomic bomb. I don't know what I'll use it for.
Why can't she just, like Bill's saying, like either ask for her eggs back or say, I want my eggs destroyed?
I thought about that. Yeah, it is something she should have. And perhaps that's something we'll run into later on of she's like, what? I could have just asked for them back.
But I mean, I feel like she's asked for so many things that if you could ask for an atom bomb, you can ask for your eggs back. An atom bomb's a bigger ask than your eggs. Well, to them, maybe not. To them, maybe the eggs are everything because they're just another person. Either way, we've got time before we'll have these answers. What's in the box? It's not Gwyneth Paltrow's head, but it was. That'd be hilarious.
It'd be all of Gwyneth Paltrow in there. Yeah.
Just her and the head. Like, we actually got both. Headless Gwyneth Paltrow and her head over here.
Yeah. Do we have any idea of when the next season's going to come? I haven't seen anything. So
Bill said something along the lines of filming spring to 2026. Now, what that translates into, I would hope it's now that it'd be released next in 2026. This is not Game of Thrones. There's no reason that the only thing that I feel like that would hold this show back is writing or a writer's strike or something like that, not special effects or anything like that. Tell them they can't turn her. Well, she did tell them that the whole deal was they had no way of making her one of them yet. And then they had this romantic well, we won't force you. You can, agree to. But then they got around that with her eggs.
Right. Yeah. Bill's hitting it right there. Biological imperative. I think Zosha even said is we're compelled to turn everybody, but we can't do anything against your will. But if we release this thing near you and you happen to breathe it in, that's not, I'm sure they could they've got their little workarounds. Yeah. But yeah, ultimately it's a biological imperative that they have to turn everybody.
Yeah, the thing is that's how I felt too. It was like, don't turn me no matter what, but they can't help themselves. It is literally just we would like to respect what you want, but it's not something they can control. It's literally hardwired in. So like these people are more like insects than people because they're just following, like, they can talk and they can have higher brain function. They can tell you like the best recipe for homemade orange Julius or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, but they can't their
motivation is very simplistic.
It's like a living drug.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's why Carol ultimately didn't ask for her eggs back, is because I think the bigger point in that is not just that they're using her eggs against her, is that they will do whatever they need to for as long as it takes. And their whole goal is to turn her. There is nothing she can do to live with them, in a balance. We can't have a détente where we just accept each other. There's no peace agreement here.
Yeah.
Their purpose is to assault and turn her no matter how long it takes, no matter what. And I think ultimately that's what that scene really underlies for her. Not just the egg thing, is that I can't trust you because you're always going to be coming after me.
Yeah. It's like if you've ever been under the influence heavily,
Mm-hmm.
You can't just wish your way out of it. You're stuck. Like, think about it like that. Like, as far as what they do, you're just in it. They are just in it. And what if that experience was never ending? It's basically that. Like, it's just you can't even try to. The more you even struggle, it probably gets worse. Anyway,
what is even sleeping like?
But before we come back, we haven't even seen them start building their giant satellite dish yet, so we've got plenty of time. What's going to happen? We'll maybe Jimmy McGill will show up and talk them all out of. If anybody could stop the hive mind, it'd be Jimmy McGill. Come in and just tell them all, some folksy story, and then they'd all forget. And then
they just feel too good about being a community and just move on to better places. Yeah.
But I think that's where we're gonna wrap for this season. It's literally, we were saying this at the top of the episode, man. This was a fast 8 weeks of excellent conversations and excellent talking points of so many things that this show brings up and brought up about our world, and how I'm still telling you, man, I really wish I was there to help Carol. I would make things so much better for Carol. I would just be like, look, whenever Manusos gets too crazy, I'm just like, let's go.
Sure. No, and I think that's what I've really enjoyed so much with it, is while this was in many ways so much of a slower pace, the way that they set up the story really made you live in Carol's skin, what was going on with the world. And it gave us so many deeper ideas to talk about. It's like the plot we can always sum up in like 5 minutes.
Yep.
But it's what is going on behind each one and what it's saying and
Exactly.
what it's implying. I think has been so much more fun to talk about. And I think that's what's really made this show so amazing. And I've got to give hats off to Apple. They've got a lot of very deep shows going on right now. I think they're competing quite well with HBO and the level of quality shows. Some stuff don't hit, and you can't make everything great. But there's so many of these shows where it's like this, Silo, For All Mankind, Foundation,
Slow
Horses, Severance. Yeah, exactly. And Slow Horses is definitely coming back next year. I love that about that show.
Yeah.
Once a year, folks. That's how we remember what's happening.
Yeah,
so even if it takes 2 years.
This channel's got Severance, Pluribus, Slow Horses. It's got the Foundation. It's like there's a rotation on Apple that's really good, but now we're just a commercial for Apple.
Yeah,
so
which is not what we're trying to do. But
Apple sponsor the show. We've been wearing shirts. We love this stuff. It's free advertising.
Well, let's not be let's not
red carpet next time for me and him. Red carpet.
Yeah. We'll talk all about.
You're close. You're already close by. You
sure, dude. We'll say you can stay at my place. They'll fly you down. You can stay here. We'll save them on hotel stuff.
Yeah.
We'll walk the red carpet for them. We'll make it work, Apple.
Yeah. This is so entertaining for the guest.
Yeah. Well, let's just not let's just not blow Apple. How about we can go over to Prime and Jeff Bezos's area and talk about one other thing that at least will entertain for a few more weeks, and that is Fallout.
Yes.
Which you can also find on this channel here with the two of us.
Yep. Normally we'd be doing it earlier in the week, but because it was Christmas this week, we're doing our Fallout discussion tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. So same bat time, same bat day of the week. I don't know, time of the week. Next time, though, we'll be doing Fallout on Thursday nights usually. Okay. So Thursday nights for Fallout. And then, well, now that Pluribus is over, the sky's the limit. I don't know what I'm going to be doing outside of Fallout. And the Mighty Nine's over. So also, yeah, I've got to record a Mighty Nine finale already. So there's a lot happening on the channel. I'm probably going to record the finale review for the Mighty Nine tomorrow, and then tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, Fallout Season 2, Episode 2. Anything else you got, Darrin?
No, man, that's the big stuff going on outside of checking out the Outer Rim. The Outer Rim pod. We just dropped our probably final episode of the year, unless we are able to squeak something out. That's our episode 10. We're talking about the future world of Star Trek. What's it like? How does it work? Could we be like that? And you can find that over on the Outer Rim podcast channel over at the Outer Rim pod.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. We might have something, but I definitely was thinking about doing like a New Year's Eve stream of something. So if you we can discuss that later. Anyway, that's
notification bells.
Off camera conversations. But yeah, make sure, like and subscribe, motherfucker. Yeah. It's too much of a delay there. I don't know what's wrong with that. So yes, everybody, my name is Rob. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and go over to Darrin's channel, D's Reviews, subscribe over there, all the likes, all the subscribes. And oh wow, I don't, this one's hard. I don't want to turn off the stream because it's because then it's done. We're done with Pluribus.
But we still have the killer shirts.
We still have the killer shirts. All right, everybody. We'll see you next season. Don't forget to watch all the rest of our content.
See you soon.
See you, Carol.